Metal. Hello and good day, kids. It's Todd from ToJu Racing. It's time for my Sunday night chat, going over some stuff for the week, stuff for next week, all that sort of good stuff. So let's get started right away. So I mentioned on the last chat that Track Girl, Black Knight's running his mouth. So I mentioned in the last chat how Track Girl actually whooped her asses during the last race night. So she earned herself a car, and I don't know if you saw the video, but we picked her up, the Iron Dames Ferrari. She deserved it. She's my special lady friend, and she has a lot of fun with it. She's actually participating in the race night we're doing this Saturday, which is going to be pretty cool. For this Saturday's race night, we're actually going to do food. I'm going to smoke a pork butt and do some smoked baked beans. Dave's going to make some mac and cheese. Den's wife's going to make some potato salad. We're going to get the other items all finished. Track Girl's making some of her amazing cookies and some coleslaw. So, hey, it's going to be awesome. I'm thinking about having an actual GT Cup. We have 8 racers, 8 GT cars, and actually run qualifiers and then a 6-person GT Cup. That would be like a 10 or 15 minute race instead of our usual 21 laps, which would be a little more challenging with some different rules, which I'm still kind of thinking about. For example, if you deslot 3 times, you get a 10 to 15 second penalty. And in that, when that happens, you know, because what's going to happen is a track marshal will run the start button. And every time somebody says caution, which is what we do when you deslot, they'll stop the race. We'll get the car back on the track. I might incur like a couple second penalty of some sort. I haven't figured out for the person that deslotted. But after the 3rd time, then we'll move their car over to the sensor in front of the pit, and then they'll drive into the pit and wait the allotted time once they're in the pit. And then we're going to have a $2 entry fee. And first, second, and third for the purse, 50%, 30%, 20%. Just to make it interesting and fun, I'm going to pick up a trophy for the GT Champion, and then we'll run those maybe once a month. The GT Championships we race about once every 2 weeks. Speaking of that, we got a great crew that races here. Everyone has participated in helping make the track work, whether it be through cash donations to help pay for it all, because it has been quite expensive, as anyone who's built a Carrera track of any size understands and knows. But, you know, it's worth it. It really is. My friend Den, he's helped out a lot. He donated money. He donated a television set. He picked up the adapter so that we can run the Smart Race app from my cell phone at this time, because I don't want to pay a bunch of money for an iPad. That's just ridiculous. Then everybody else has donated some cash to help pay for the track in different denominations, but it doesn't matter as long as they helped. We truly participate that. And another thing, which was actually their idea, is every time we race, there's track dues of $5. Which is just to cover paying for race night, you know. And this wasn't my idea, bear in mind. It was their idea. They basically brought up, you know, if you went somewhere and paid for slot car races somewhere, you'd probably pay $20, $25 for an hour. And they're probably right. So, you know, that's really cool, and that helps do stuff. And I'm actually taking that money and get better stuff for the track. I want to get like the start light thing from Carrera. Yeah, that's really super cool. And, you know, decorate the track and try to get it better. We're actually waiting for just a couple more parts to do the new track. And that's just something I'm going to talk about tonight. Is I'm actually going to rebuild the track because it's time. I'm going to make it bigger. It's basically the same track because I really like the layout. It runs really well. Really nice track. We're just adding a couple more corners and another straight. It's going to be one overhead curve around thing. And other than that, you know, and then there will be a lot of places to switch lanes, which it only has 3, and generally you only do it in like a couple of the spaces. Well, I use all 3, but mostly it happens at the double lane changer in the straights. So we're going to try to put a double lane changer on all the straights. And, you know, that can be hard when you don't have a giant long table because it takes up 2 sections of track, as we all know. So you got to kind of pick and choose where you put those in. I'm waiting on the expansion set that has 1 double lane changer, the out to the in to out lane changer, double lane changer for a straight to get out of the way of pit row, but it might be better to have a double there. So I don't know. I haven't decided if I should wait for that or if I should just get 2 doubles and go that route, but then I'll have 1 less lane change spot. So I haven't decided yet on what to do there. So anyway, I'm gonna actually go over the track here in a second as it stands. Yeah, so I want to thank all my new subscribers. I appreciate that. There's been maybe 20 or so, and that's quite a bit in my opinion. So I appreciate everybody subscribing and liking the channel. Please tell your friends if you know anybody that's into slot cars that might be interested. We try to post interesting info. Ironically, I did that video for the little figures that use the washer bases that you painted and then use the hot glue to make them stand up and not fall over. And that has over 500 views since last night. So that's pretty cool that I posted something that's actually useful for people. That's a good thing. It's good to help other people in the hobby because I'm new to the hobby still. I've only been doing this 2 months. I'm green as can be yet. I'm getting better, but you know, it takes time. And I think most of the hobby guys understand that. The hobby crowd is a very good crowd, I've found, for the most part. So that's really cool. All the slot car guys are really cool. Speaking of that, the HO people, the guys that know HO stuff, I have a bunch of HO cars. And, pardon me, let me get a drink here. So I'm going to sell my HO cars in track because I like digital so much. I'm not interested in HO anymore. And I have some really nice HO cars. I actually kept them inside of Ziploc bags and then inside of a tackle box case, and they're in perfect condition. I actually tested them all. They all run. The track's still in some good shape. I have some pretty cool track items. I have like the AFX power slide still with the packaging. I think I used it once and we didn't care for it that much, so it's pretty much brand new. Then I have the Sight and Sound Racing starting gate and lap counter, which is really neat. I've never even seen one of them on eBay, and I've looked, so I have no idea what some of this stuff is worth, and maybe you HO guys can help me. I'm going to have a video of the cars and the track coming up this week. When I do the track teardown, I'll have a lot of room on the table, and I'll set it up and get those on there and post a video, and maybe you guys can help me with what they're worth. I just want to get them them to somebody who's into the HO hobby that's really going to enjoy them and, you know, get a fair price for me and a fair price for them. Okay, what else? I actually made a list. I've got a lot of stuff I was talking about this week. I want to track these. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about this week is cars that are faster than the rest. Most of the GT cars run about the same speed, in all truth, but there's a few of them that are really fast. 3 of them in particular, maybe 4 cars. I'm going to do a video that goes about those, that just talks about the ones I have, and maybe we can discuss it, you know what I mean? If anybody has some ironically fast cars, you know, if you want, post a comment down below and we can kind of chat about it. And back to the HO thing. If any of you HO guys can help once I post the video, you know, never mind. I'll talk about that when I do that video. I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry. I don't do edits, so sometimes it's a little sloppy and I leave mistakes. We're all human, right? No. What else? Okay, so let's go look at the track real quick here. There's Phoebe. She's tired. Hey, baby, how you doing? We went for a bike ride today, and she did about 4.5 miles with me. She's a trooper. She led the way most of the way. Okay. All right, so here's the track as it stands. We'll do just a little track tour. Here's the starting line. I've got the winner's circle right there next to the starting line. The green flag guy, a couple of track girls waving. So you start and you come into this somewhat tight corner. I'm going to eliminate that with a new track. Oh, here's somebody's wing. I think I know whose it is. I want to eliminate a turn right off the start, so the starting gate's going to actually move up here. But anyway, back to this. So then you come on this first straight. There's a pit row. and the pit lane. And then you come into a bit of a hairpin, and you can, you know, get sideways really nice around this. Then it comes back around. I don't have the right piece to put in there, so it's just cut off like that with just some track wall, you know, of my cardboard ones that I made. Poster board, that is. There's a video of those if you want to learn how to make them. They're super easy, very cheap, very affordable. Okay, then that just comes around to another straight, and we curve around. There's another lane changer right there outside the end, and then just another tight 180-degree turn. And then they go what we call the snake, a nice little S-curve section. You can kind of get on it through there, but you got to be careful because the inside ones will get you because you have no guardrails. And then just another quick straight and into the another S-curve, into 180, then into the high bank. And you can just rip through there completely through that high bank, then down the big straight. And then the corner that gets everybody is this one. Everybody flies off the track or whatever. Even before, when it was just a guardrail, before it was a shoulder, that problem happened. But that's just the way it goes. And so there is a quick little tour of the track. The track's going to change in as that this is going to go down here and then curve to the left in a big curve. And then it'll be flat. This bank's going to go over to there. Then that bank's going to go down to there. So, and then it's going to do a tight curve coming up and over. And then it'll curve around into here and it'll do a little mini version of that snake. Then it'll come down a little early and it's going to go into another curve that'll go kind of nest inside that other curve, then come up and then have another straight. It'll go down here, come back around, and then there'll be the start line. So it'll add a little bit more to the track lengthwise. I'm going to actually run my power adapters and put them in the power links, you know, the bridge thing, and jump that in there. One other thing I wanted to talk about. So I tuned everybody's car, other than Mike's. A couple of Mike's cars aren't here, but most of my friends left their cars here. I retuned everybody's cars because I've learned a lot over the last 2 months about how to tune cars and do it correctly. Quit using the double-sided tape, using the hot glue for the motor because you can just peel it up real easy if you need to, but it keeps it, you know, centered good, and making sure your rear gears don't get a little bit dry. Even though I lubed them up in the beginning, they didn't quite have enough, and my Audi actually slowed down and wasn't even running right. But once I retuned it, relubed it, it's actually, I turned a 7-second 7.005 on that track, which that's fast. It's really nice. Anyways, and I also something I didn't do before. I kind of did it, but didn't do it with very much enthusiasm's not the right word. I only did it a little bit, not very much. Anyway, what I was getting at is I actually sandpapered the tires more on everybody's car, and everybody's car is significantly better in the turns. It's amazing. I feel kind of silly that I didn't do that right away, but I just never got around to it. So anyway, and you know, when you do it, you can actually tell, you know, with the shiny tire and with the dull, where, you know, the tire is on whether it's flat or not, which makes it easy. So I'm thinking about, you know, maybe I need to buy an actual tire truing machine. Anybody can recommend one that's affordable and does a good job? Let me know. Please comment on that. And that's about everything I had to talk about tonight. Like I said, for videos this week, we're going to do the HO track and the HO cars, which I want to get rid of. Somebody can hopefully help me with that. And I'm going to do the track teardown. I might do a video on that. And the new track setup is going to be coming in. And, you know, we'll rebuild everything, get the track walls all over everything. I have the walls and all that so that the cars don't fly off the track when they do deslot, because that happens, you know, it happens. That's racing. But you don't want to fly off the track. We've had no cars leave the track ever since I put up all those my track walls. Here's a leftover piece. This is just made from poster board from Hobby Lobby. You can get a big sheet for 99 cents, and you can probably make 25 of these that are, I think they're like 30 inches long or something like that. And then I just put some safety tape on the top of it. It actually makes it a lot more tough and resilient, and it makes it look very career-like. And you can even make them a little shorter if you just want to make them walls, which I might do for the new one, the new track, and make them like half an inch shorter so they look more like walls. And then I might even do the insides with them, because buying inside shoulders is kind of silly. And you can get borders like on Etsy, but they don't even clip to the track. You can get good ones that clip to the track, but they cost a fortune, and I don't want to spend a fortune just for some decoration. You know, that's where my friend Mike, he's actually has a free 3D printer, and he's going to help us make some stuff, like some little pit buildings. And like, I want to get each of us to have a custom driver to paint up in the livery that we like. Like, I want to do the Gulf orange and blue for Team Porsche, and you know, Mike's BMW, he's Team BMW, then he can do that that blue and red diagonal stripe thing, blue, red, and black stripes with like a white base, I think is the BMW lineage. And like Ferrari's the yellow with the horse, you know what I mean? So that'd be pretty cool. And then, you know, when we win, we can have a little podium and put the people there and all that for the like the World Cups, and have a picture of it. And, you know, that will be like up on the page. So anyway, there's just some ideas and stuff that's going on. I don't have really anything else to go over. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you made it to the end of this video and you're still here, congratulations. Thank you for watching. We truly appreciate it. And to everybody, thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for giving us likes. Thanks for subscribing. We truly appreciate it. It helps build the channel. My friend Den has some editing software, and we're working on improving our production quality on our race videos and some of our unboxings and stuff like that. So look for that in the future. My friend Mike actually has a logo design for us. He's working on a watermark and a logo for me, so we can start having that, and a little intro. We're working on that for the videos too, so we're trying to improve the channel as much as we can. So anyway, thank you again. I appreciate you watching. Todd from ToJu Racing out. Race on.